Yes, welcome. It's the month of May, and as usual on this show, the month of May, regardless of anything else we've talked about, fun, entertainment, in the month of May, we focus exclusively on politics because May 29th is our Democracy Day. Now, I start this whole May having a one-on-one with someone who I know. Of course, I don't bring anybody I don't know, but someone we've followed a lot in the world of activism and law. And this person is from the southeastern part of Nigeria. I'm giving you clues. And this person was one of those that defended Ken Saro-Wiwa in those days. And this person is very vocal. He's also good looking. I'll take a short break and I return with my guest, Seriously Speaking, one-on-one today on politics and the state of the nation, if you don't go away. So welcome back. Right, the thing about this show is I don't know what we talk about behind the scenes. I was just talking with my guest and he tells me that actually his birthday is on the 29th of May, Democracy Day. Now I understand why he kind of fits the perspective and speaks very actively on developing nations, Nigeria in particular. And it's my pleasure to welcome a one-time president of the Nigerian Bar Association, but no more for his erudite abilities in the world of social activism, Olisa Agbakoba, Senior Advocate of Nigeria.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you, sir.
Pleasure.
I say you're looking good. I describe you as good looking. Is
Well,
that...
I claim it.
It's a matter of choice.
No, I claim
Or is it beauty is in the eye of the beholder?
No, I'm beautiful.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But before I go into, well, I would like to start from the activism in you. Is it your profession or is it nature or nurture?
Both. It's in the family and my career. And I might tell you that I was a Biafran soldier, a boy soldier at 13. I was detained by Ojuku at Ntweke in Olo. And I had a guy in detention who died, right on me on the mat.
At 13?
Yep. So it came very early.
So it was clear. So now, as you look at Nigeria today, what bothers you the most? Because a lot of people say, as we work towards 2019,
It's a failed country.
A more divided nation than
It's
ever.
a failed country. That's what bothers me.
How do you define a failed country?
A failed country is where the government is unable to protect lives and property. So then in the northeast, it's lost. Benue, Taraba, Adamawa, parts of the southeast, kidnapping. I'm afraid to go home because I can be kidnapped.
And home would be?
And home is on nature. And there's an index issued by the International Body of Failed Nations. And Nigeria is at the bottom last, just above Somalia. Can you imagine that? Somalia. So we are described as a nation in low-grade civil war. Because look at yesterday in Abuja, shooting in Maitama, the so-called headquarters of government. Anything can happen. As we're talking now, they can tell you, someone senior in government has been killed.
So would you say, I want to go back now to the last elections, 2015.
Yep.
Have we moved one step or two steps back?
10, we're more divided.
Would we have gone further if we hadn't changed?
If we hadn't changed?
Yes.
Changed the government?
Yes, absolutely.
That's so hypothetical. But what I know is that we are so divided right now. We are so riven. Never in the history of Nigeria since 1960 has this nation been so crippled by ethnicity, religion, and all of these issues. And bad politicians.
Bad politicians?
Yeah, politicians.
But I wonder, with the experience that you have,
Yes.
considering the fact that you've experienced a Nigeria that almost divided, even temporarily, you've been a lawyer, you've been a social activist, you've always fought on the other side.
Yes.
How come you never went into politics, active politics?
Because I can't play it, period. I know. I don't kid myself that I can play this type of politics. Somebody once asked me, if you were running for, say, governor of Anambra, phone call, someone is carrying your votes and running away, would you order that person be shot dead? So I don't want to go where I cannot play. I can influence. I'm an influencer. I can talk to society, mobilize opinion, teach, advocate. I'm best there.
How far have the mobilization and teaching have gotten you?
Plenty. You'll be shocked. 2019. You'll be shocked. I'm the leader of the National Intervention Movement, the third force.
The third force?
Yes.
Because it's still like, it's just up in the air. There have not been any articulated...
No, because you're not seeing it. You've got to go to social media. I was just talking to Showore now, who I'll be meeting up shortly. He's running for president. So there are so many political movements. And these movements are going to find space in the social media. There are two kinds of voters. The ones that the political godfathers can reach with 2020 naira, and the ones that they cannot reach because the social media is speaking to them. There are 35 million youths angry, unemployed, and ready to blow this nation apart. If anything goes wrong. Those guys are not going to be voting for the status quo. They're not going to be voting for PDP or APC.
Whatever party.
They're not going to be voting for the regular status quo crooks. They're going to look for new parties. I see the SDP emerging, not sure how far it will go. In the Southwest, I see the AD becoming a regional party. In the Southeast, I see ABGA growing to take at least Imo State. So the ability of the current political actors to dominate the space is gone for good.
So in essence, one would say that Nigeria did vote for change in 2015.
Nigeria did vote for change, but we didn't get the change. We didn't get the change. The Jonathan was a bad man. I voted for him, not because I thought he did anything good, but because I knew the antecedents of President Buhari, having been long in the history of human rights. And that if he were to bring that history into 2015...
Even though he was elected.
He was elected.
In a democracy, I mean...
He wasn't elected. It was the default election. People were fed up of PDP. And so they had no choice but to go to the APC. And the APC had a very smart strategy in the person of Bola Tinubu. Don't forget that President Buhari had tried 3 times and failed. But Tinubu had the strategy of the social media, one, and then modernizing President Buhari out of his Muslim Daura image, putting him into a suit, making him contemporary cosmopolitan. And you guys, at least not me, those who then
You're assuming that I voted that way.
Well, okay, you didn't, but
you don't know if I did.
I know, I'm not sure you did, but my wife did. We argued in the house, and she said she would. I said, all right, fine.
But was she voting for the person or voting for the... Because that's what I want to take up with you. Do Nigerians vote for who is there, or do they vote for a party, or do they even vote at all?
They generally don't vote at all. It was low, 20%. That's number one. Voter party is always there. But when they do vote, they vote sentimentally. So the 2015 vote was sentimental in the sense that people were up to here with PDP and didn't think whether going the other way would be the right thing. They just jumped into between the devil and the deep blue sea. They just jumped from one devil to a deep blue sea, and we have got 3 years of absolute chaos. Absolute chaos. There's no one who can say in Nigeria that he's having a good time or a good life. Nonsense. Everything's not working.
I'll take a break. And when I return after my break, I'll take you up on the issue of how do we rescue Nigeria from all of this. I mean, believing absolutely that Nigeria needs rescue. I'll be right back. Yes, welcome back. I'm still with Mr. Olisa Agbakoba, and...
I got a doctorate about 5 years
Okay, I should add the doctor. I shouldn't take
you
it
should
away.
don't denigrate my title.
So you're one of those doctors...
A well-earned. No, not the one they bio.
Yes.
A well-earned. It took me 40 years to earn that title.
But it was honorary.
I have an honorary and a PhD.
Oh, fantastic. I'm sorry, Dr. Agbakoba.
Thank you.
Okay. So, but I mean, I just wonder, you did say that Nigerians are so poor that votes can be bought, and therefore that's where the problem lies, you know. However, you spent years educating people. Some people say Nigeria is at a state now where it needs to be rescued. Do you believe so?
I think so.
And why and how can Nigeria be rescued?
It ought to be rescued because what is playing out, which is so obvious, makes it clear that we need to be rescued. The economy is in tatters. Unemployment is at its all-time high. The big challenge is how? The big challenge, because we have, in a country such as ours, weak institutions. The courts are weak, the media is weak, civil society is weak, faith-based organizations are weak, and so impunity is in the hands of those who control power. So when Buhari is in power, everybody says, Oga, if it's Jonathan. So that's the challenge.
You've been speaking this language of weak institutions. Whenever will these institutions ever be strengthened? And whose fault is it? at the end of the day. Because take the media, for example. We said the media is weak. Is anybody holding the media's throat?
Yeah, because they want advertisements. That's why. They want advertisements. Look at the only 100% independent, neutral newspaper that came out some time ago. Next. It didn't survive. It didn't survive. When he told the truth about the state of Yaradua, the banks pulled the plugs. So there's no media house that would go without looking back. That's a challenge.
Tread carefully. I'm glad you understand that.
Of course I do. I do understand it thoroughly. That's why the news sometimes is told better by CNN on Nigerian issues. They fly in here and go into Dapchi. Our people are here sitting in studios like you and not going anywhere because we're afraid, we're curtailed. So what I'm describing describes everything else. It describes the politicians.
Isn't that hopeless?
It's so near hopeless. Well, look, it needs a Messiah to rescue this place. So it needs a Messiah. Because if 2019 fails to create changes...
What kind of changes should 2019 bring?
A fresh, new political process, new faces. Aren't you tired of seeing the same old men?
I am, certainly.
So somebody fresh. Say, oh, this guy, we haven't seen him before. Let's see what he can do. His head is full. He can talk without notes. He can just reel out figures on health, employment, statistics, whatever, innovation. That's it. This is my president.
So what would you say to Nigerians who are watching today who are going to vote? Because it's not really for me, it's beyond which party. What should we be thinking about as we are seeking to cause whatever kind of change you require?
Think about yourself. Are you happy? Do you have children? Are they employed or unemployed? What are your prospects? Where do you see yourself being in 5, 10 years? If you are a trader or a lawyer or a hairdresser, do you have power? Or do you spend all your money on petrol or diesel on generator? Don't you want to be free from all this?
It's been like that for years. If people say, for example, a party comes into power, 4 years is not enough. You need extra time to finish. This is just the beginning.
Finish what? Finish what?
To make a change.
Look, without boasting, if I, Olisa Agbakoba, were Nigerian president, you will see change in 1 year. The first thing you do is to create peace and tranquility. And without peace, nothing can work. Once you've done that, the second thing is to give hope. The third thing is to bring everybody to the table so that they can play their role. Right now, the federal government is controlling every aspect of our Nigerian lives.
So if I have to sum up, what you're saying is that Nigerians need to be wiser and they be more careful about choosing, look at their situation and determine who's best. It's not a question of giving one person 10 years, 20 years, 10 years.
No.
Thank you very much for being on the show. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching. We must round up now. This is Seriously Speaking. We'll see you again next week.